Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. It's Monday, everybody, and Mondays are never easy, but wasn't feeling too tired today after work. 10-hour day, but it was a pretty straightforward kind of day. Went pretty smooth, and felt like doing a little review here, talking to you guys and having a little sip here. It's always kind of a nice way to unwind on a Monday. So here we are with Old Bardstown, and Old Bardstown is a product from the Willet Distilling Company, and I went into Bottle Barn, same store I've been going to, and they have everything Willet, every product that Willet puts out, I believe, and saw this one. Wanted to review Willet's a few different times, guys, but there's no store around here that sells Willet products for some reason, until I found Bottle Barn, and now plan on reviewing a few of these. So saw Old Bardstown here, and it was kind of the story that got me to buy this one in particular. Old Bardstown was named for a racehorse who had a lot of health problems. I think mainly with his hips and with his joints, and somehow, even with all his problems, in 31 career races, finished in first place 18 times, which is pretty impressive, guys. And one of the reasons that kind of piqued my interest was because my dad's horse, his name is Pake, Pake, whatever you want to call him, and Pake was a racehorse, went by a different name when he was racing, but Pake had bad ankles and kind of cut short his career a little bit. Pake comes from a line of pretty historical racehorses, two in particular, Native Dancer and Man o' War, and unfortunately his career got cut short before he could really make a name for himself. But the owners, when they decided to retire Pake, asked my dad if he wanted a horse, and told my dad the situation, and my dad took him on. I think he was kind of hoping that he'd be able to ride him a little bit, but he actually Pake threw my dad into the fence over there at the property. And but he's a great horse. We built the corral out there, and since the day we got him, the day he walked in the front gate, he's just been a member of the family. Just kind of like a big puppy. So anyway, this whiskey here made me think of Pake, and that's one of the reasons I bought this. But like I said, Willet's a very historical company. There was a guy named John David Willet. He was a master distiller back in the 1800s with a couple of his partners, I guess. I think the name was Moore, Willet, and Frankie Distilling Company. And when John David Willet was about 35 years old in 1876, he got really sick and thought he was going to die. So he sold his share in the company, and then as luck would have it, he got better. He overcame his sickness and lived for another 38 years. He had a son named Lambert Willet, who he passed his knowledge on to, and then Lambert Willet had a son named Thompson Willet, and Lambert and Thompson, years later in the 1930s, they bought a farm and built a distillery on the farm, where I believe the Willet Distilling Company still stands today. And there are still members of the Willet family working for the company. I believe as of 2012, I think there were like 14 people working for Willet, so pretty small operation. And of those 14 people, I believe 4 of them were Willet, members of the Willet family. So anyway, Willet puts out great stuff, guys, so definitely check him out if you get a chance. read you the bottle here for Old Bardstown. It says, this whiskey has been made from a formula and method developed by generations of Willet distillers. Kentuckians dedicated to producing the greatest Kentucky bourbon. This is a sour mash whiskey. And over here it says Kentucky's Gold Medal Award for Excellence, the greatest Kentucky bourbon. And that's pretty much it, guys. Doesn't say a whole lot else, but let's open this up. You can see there's a picture of a horse there on the side. Kind of cool. It says, on the back here it says distinctive and rich. I think it says distinctive and rich, smooth mellowness have been characteristics of whiskeys bearing Willet's name for generations. So, yeah. Anyway, 90 proof bourbon here, 45% ABV. Old Bardstown, guys. So, we take a look at this, guys, and I don't know an exact age statement. I've heard that this is somewhere in the 4 to 6 year old range. So, not too dark on the color there. It's kind of like a light to medium amber color, almost like a honey color there. Let's give it a nose, guys. And on the nose, you get some sweetness, a little bit of toffee in there. Definitely some good spice in this one. Definitely a little bit of oak and fruit. Definitely some fruit notes in there. Thinking like dried fruit, raisins, stuff like that. Kind of maybe some like a date type note in there. Give it a taste. And on the palate, guys, some good sweetness up front, but then that turns into the spice comes out really well. Some good rye spice in this one. Almost like it's funny, you almost get like a nutty note, almost like a peanut brittle type mix of, maybe that's like the toffee and like a nutty note in there, but almost reminds me of like peanut brittle. I'm taking another taste. There's a little bit of some cinnamon spice in there as well, guys. But definitely, some good woody notes. A little bit of sweetness, not too much though. Some good that peanut brittle thing going on there. But definitely back to that fruit. You definitely get that tastes like candied dates or something. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But it's just got a very nice simple taste to it. Nothing too crazy about this one. I mean, it's just got a very, very nice, easy drinking flavor. Bourbon flavor. Nothing too fancy or extraordinary here, but it's a nice bourbon. It's definitely a nice one to sip on. Definitely a good mixer if you guys want to mix your whiskey. But I really enjoy this, guys, and this was $20. It was $19.99, and actually, guys, if you take a look, I've enjoyed quite a bit of this. I mean, I've had it for a couple weeks now, but it's really good stuff. Nice, as I said, it's a nice, simple, classic whiskey flavor going on here. Definitely recommend it. Especially $20. For a rating, I'd give this one a solid 85 out of 100. It's as I said, it's just, I mean, if there's any knock on it, it's that it's kind of I don't want to say one dimensional, but there's just nothing too crazy going on here. Nothing that makes it stand out per se, but it's got a very nice flavor to it. So if you guys find this stuff or anything from Willet, definitely give it a shot. You know, if you see it at a bar or you know, just out and about, definitely take a shot. You know, see if you like it, and then go buy a bottle if you do. So that's it for this one, guys. Got a few lined up, a few more whiskeys lined up as of right now. The next one we do is going to be a Canadian whiskey. I feel like I haven't reviewed too many Canadian whiskeys, and I don't know. Canadian whiskeys haven't been my my favorite, I guess you could say. I don't think they're bad at all. You know, just the ones I've had were just okay. You know, just kind of a different profile. You know, just Scotch is a different profile from bourbon, and Irish whiskey has a different profile, and Canadian whiskey has its own profile. So, but this one that there's one that I was recommended that we're going to do next, and I've tried it, and I've got a different take on it, guys. It's one that I really enjoyed. So we'll talk about that next, and then there's I think a blended Scotch whiskey that I'm going to do soon, and a couple more bourbons. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I want to do something. I saw that I'm getting up towards 100 reviews now. So for my 100th review, I want to do something special. So thinking about a couple different ones, a couple of my favorites. So they cost a little bit more, but sometimes just put in a little OT, guys, and buy something that you wouldn't usually buy all the time. So that's it for this review here, and look forward to talking to you guys soon. Until next time, cheers.